Alright then guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm gonna show you guys really quickly, we are level 58. I think the zone of the Dreadnought Vanguard for Act 2 is also level 58. It's 57, so we're about at the level where it is. I already completed this, but I want to show you guys the progression of what was a concept until yesterday, right? So what we have is just a lot of rain of fire. Damage? Right? We still run on somewhat okay gear. We are already doing the Ascendancy. I'll go over the gear in a little bit. Exactly what we have, what it costed us, because we used the currency that we dropped during the farming that we done live on Twitch. You can watch the VODs back. To upgrade our character to the point where it now feels somewhat okay. Now a lot of people that I've seen, you know, even the bigger streamers are struggling in these Dreadnought Vanguards on normal as well. I will include a little bit of footage from Doriani in Act 3, which I've cleared too, but just barely, and I'm trying to kind of figure out the rhythm of this setup a little bit, because there is a certain rhythm to this, a certain way to do it and not do it. Keep your distance a little bit, all that kind of stuff. As you guys can see, we have a little bit of a funny companion with us. He's a good old boy. Say hi, Gorilla. And the Gorilla is giving us some regen, and it prevents enemies from regenerating. Now, I'm going to make a video at some point on how you can fish for the right companion, because you can actually fish for it. And it's going to help you a lot, but even without him, our regeneration is 163. But when he activates, look at the regen, guys. 295 per second for 4 seconds. And we only have a 1600 life. It's like he's giving 50% more regeneration rate based on what we already have. Now with this build completely relying on regen as a mitigating factor, a minion like that is absolutely wild. So I'm keeping my eyes open for a minion exactly like that, more in a sec. But I just want to show you guys general gameplay of what it is I've been working with. For me it feels like it's low damage, but I have been looking at the highlights or lowlights, whatever you want to call it, from other streamers that just kind of, you know, are done with it for now. And you can see why, right? I've got a really good defensive character, the resistances are really decent, we got good regen, but we can't walk into these enemies without taking some serious hits. That's kind of the point where we're at right now. But the regen is keeping us alive. We are using blood magic. It's helping us not having to worry about mana, because I don't think, you know, doing the whole mana thing with the flasks, it's just not going to feel good. I think blood magic is the way forward, and I think, you know, I also made the right choice by going for Smith of Kitava, even though yesterday when I wanted to ascend, it wouldn't allow me to ascend. There was a bug where, well, it just wasn't possible to ascend. We didn't have the ability to do that. So, if you're watching this and you're like, dude, it's low damage, I absolutely agree. It's something I'm going to be working on the next couple of days. Keep in mind, all the gear that we have are upgraded pieces bought for just the exalts that we've dropped from regular encounters that we've been doing. And I'll go into what we spent for each of those pieces of gear. Lesser Jeweler Orb, nice. And I highly recommend, guys, usually I would go for that Vitality with the Spirit Gem. I forgot its name. I have it here somewhere. Some kind of a Spirit Gem. That also makes it so you regenerate once every so many seconds with a cooldown. But I kind of stepped away from that. We are now using a monkey like this as our regeneration pool for when we need it, right? When the combat is in the thick of it, you will see a headhunter-esque icon in the top left corner of the screen. You'll see that in a second. It'll pop up and it will give us that regeneration rate, which is really, really nice to have. Speaking of, let's go and grab some of that back. There we go. So yeah, I gotta say, how I leveled this, guys, is not how you should level this. I leveled this with Shockwave Totem, and it has been a horrible experience early on. Steady somewhat, but just right? Now, it took me past level 30 before I finally got my hands on my Ascendancy, which was a bit of an annoying thing as well. But now that I do finally have the Ascendancy, it, you know, definitely helps with regen. As you can see, the damage definitely needs work, right? We're working on that. But I think right now, most important is to have a situation with what I think is a huge mistake on the part of GGG, what they've done with this game, that we can at least get through it alive, safely. That is the goal, that is what I'm trying to do here. And that is what this build is made to do. Not to deal crazy amounts of damage, but to get through content that most people right now can't get through without dying a million times. Right? A little bit slower, a little bit more steady, according to the vision. And here it is. So I'm doing this uncut. If you want to, you can skip to whatever portion of the video you want. But I just want to show you this in its entirety. This fight, so you can just have an idea. Okay, this is the amount of damage that I can expect. It's not great, but it'll do what it needs to do. We're just focusing here for a sec. You can see if the minion dies, by the way, or the companion as it's called. 4 seconds later it respawns, and I gotta tell you guys, I am really happy with this. I'm probably gonna get one with a big proxy bubble the next time, and a either hasted aura or one of them healing auras that this one has as well, because it does help, man. It really does. So I've been pressing my life flasks like an idiot on purpose, because look, now we don't have any life flasks. Meaning all we have is our regeneration rate, and I kind of want to show you guys that that can be enough with this build, right? That's what I advertised, and I think that's what we need to use to show you guys, yes, that can be enough to do this. So no more life left. We make a mistake now, it's a problem. And so we're going to do this completely on regeneration. And that's it. Now, I could have just spared my life flasks and just pressed them when it got a little more hairy, but as you can see, this works. So what is it we're working with here? Look, damage, like I said, we're going to work on that in the next couple of days. It's going to look better, but first things first, survival. Now, what we've done, the first Ascendancy that I got, I did not go for the resistances. You'd think that I did, but I didn't. What I did was I went for the 5% regen and not the 75 fire res. You take that obviously when you have Cold Stalker. But I went for increased maximum life. I just felt the combination between those two with a little bit of your resistances on your gear helps you with surviving. This is a personal preference. If you want to go for this first, you can. Now when you do have Cold Stalker, the 15% of resistances that you have, or the 15% increased maximum life here, will be turned into over to 75 fire res to abuse the resistance system and get to a maximum resistance, which is kind of what we want to do here. Now the next Ascendancy would be not going for the max res, but going for the 15% increased maximum life and 25% of physical damage from hits taken as fire damage mitigation, and eventually that will be coupled with the 5% of physical damage from hits taken as damage from random elements to mitigate just the 30% physical resistances. But we're not there yet, and we're nowhere near a 4th Ascendancy. So all I wanted to do is show you the state of this right now and the tree at where it's at, how it performs. I know I've made bigger damage builds before, but with the server being what it's at right now, there just isn't much I think I can do with this build to make it really pop during leveling. So what I did instead is worked on just getting it solid, getting it safe, getting it capable to regenerate over 10%, you know, where the totems are up, over 10% of its life per second, as it is right now. And with the changes we're going to make, that's going to get up to close to 20%. For gear, what we're using is just gear like this. This was 1 exalt. I actually bought this on the market. This one is nothing, you just drop it. This one I dropped as well, really early on. As you can see, that's a level 29 item level, so just a drop. This one is a drop. This one was a drop, very early on. And this one was a buy. Paid 1 exalt for it, probably overspent on it, but you know, it is what it is. This one I paid 1 exalt on. This one was a drop. And this one I paid 3 exiles for a little while back. So you're looking at some really, really cheap stuff right here. Based on just what we dropped. Nothing special going on. We don't need a mana flask. For life flasks, just get something with increased amount recovered or increased recovery rate and you're going to be fine. But there really isn't much to say other than I think this is going to be a relatively smooth transition. Once you hit that level 31, which is what you need, and you can use your level 9 gem to use your Ballista totem, you're going to be alright. Now for your Ballista totem, you just saw me drop a Jeweler's Orb, and by now we already have 3 of them. So I would say you're going to go Martial Temple for it, you're going to go Concentrated Effect for it, and Overabundance. Now the thing is, Concentrated Effect is a little bit of a weird thing. It seems to be just like with the... what is it called in PoE 1? The Toxic Rain, that AoE also causes a bit more spread to happen with the Ballistas. I'm not 100% sure of it, could be just my sleep foggy brain, but more AoE doesn't necessarily seem to mean more overlap. Concentrated Effect, they all seem to cluster a little bit better, and it's just more damage than increased AoE. I'll do some more testing, see if I can get some visuals on that, but subjectively, that's how it feels for now. And the other one is Overabundance, just that 4th totem, which is just a 33% damage multiplier, and a little bit more if you count the 4% increased attack speed per summoned totem on top of that as well, so it's just a little bit. As for the progression order, I would say go down here, grab this, quite literally as it goes, grab this, go here, grab this for the extra totem, here, grab that for the extra totem. I did grab AoE first, but I stepped away from that. I went for attack speed instead, because attack speed seems to be helping quite a lot with extra power. You know, more releases of volleys. But right now, the damage state is so-so. And it's kind of just what it is in this patch. All you can do is just survive with this setup, which it does really easily. And bit by bit just build your character up. Now I do believe we will get to a respectable point when the gems are at the proper level and we have the proper plus level gear and all that kind of stuff, but I just wanted to show you guys what it takes for this to get to maps, which we're really close to right now. I want to thank you all for watching. There will be a proper build guide for this in the coming week, where I do a little bit more testing, so I know exactly what I'm talking about based on experience and based on, you know, testing things versus map bosses and all that kind of stuff. The build will start to look better, but all in all, from what I'm seeing around me and the negativity, I'm fairly satisfied with the result that we have here, and I'm seeing that from the previous video as well. A lot of people are playtesting it on the Discord and that are live on Twitch with me as well, so I'm pretty happy with that. Guys, thank you very much for joining me, and thank you very much on Twitch as well for your suggestions and help. It is absolutely invaluable to the community. We do have the best community. I'm going to catch you guys in a couple of days. I'm going to celebrate my girlfriend's birthday tomorrow, so for now guys, this is it. I'm going to see you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching.